Good day, everyone. I'm Clarice Ann Malakbo from BSHEE, and I belong to the Group 12. So today, we will explore our study entitled The Impact of First Language or L1 as an Auxiliary Medium of Instruction in English Language Teaching. So in this research, we focus on how using students' first language in English classes can improve their knowledge, motivation, and participation. So we also look at how teachers balance the use of L1 and English in their lessons. So today, we're going to learn about the concepts, processes, and tips involved in writing an effective research paper. So I'll guide you through each part of the research paper by using our study. So let's get started. So let's start from the introduction. So the introduction sets the stage for your research. It's where you explain why your study matters. So example from our research. So in our study, we ask the question. So how does the use of first language or L1 in English classes affect students' learning? So the study explore how teachers used L1 to make English lessons more understandable and how it can help students feel more confident and motivated. We believe that when L1 is used as an aid in learning English, students can better grasp complex ideas, participate more, and feel more connected to the lesson. So, why it matters? So, traditional English teaching often relies solely on English, which can confuse students, especially those who speak multiple languages. So, by integrating L1, students might find it easier to understand and participate in lesson. So this led to more effective and engaging students engaging English education. So secondly is the statement of the problem. So what is the statement of the problem? So this section identifies the main issue your research will address. So example from our research, our study investigates several key questions. So first, what is the demographic profile of the students, age, gender, or language spoken? And then how does the use of L1 impact students' knowledge, motivations, and participation in English language lessons? And the last is what strategies can teachers use to balance L1 and English ineffective in the classroom? So these questions guide the entire study and help us focus on solving a specific educational challenge. So next is for the assumptions of the study. So assumptions are the ideas or predictions we have before starting our research. So example from our study, we assume that the use of L1 will improve students' understanding of English. And then students who speak different languages will benefit more from using L1 in class. And then the results may vary based on students' backgrounds, such as their primary language and age. So why it's important? So these assumptions guide our research process and help us form expectation to compare with the results later. So and the next one is the significance of the study. So the significance explains why your research is important and who will benefit from it. So examples from our study, our study benefits students. They can better understand English lessons and feel more confident. And the second one is the teachers. So they can use L1 to create more effective and inclusive lessons. So the third one is the policymakers. so they can develop better strategies for teaching in multilingual classroom. So the next is why it's important. So your research should always answer the questions. Who will benefit from this study? So it helps you focus on the broader impact of your work. So we come now to the definition of terms. So in this section, you define important terms in simple language to help readers understand your study. So example from our research, first language or L1. So the language students speak most fluently at home. The second is the auxiliary medium of instruction or MOI. So using students' first language to help explain English concepts. And then the knowledge generation. So the process of acquiring new information or understanding through instructions. And then the participation. So actively engage in class discussions and activities. So why it's important? So defining terms ensures that your readers understand what you're talking about. So it makes your research clearer. So for the review of related literature and studies or RRLs, this section connects your research to existing studies and shows how your work builds on your previous knowledge. So example from our research, so according from Yagos 2012, found that L1 helps students understand lesson better, especially in multilingual classroom. And then the second is Su 2018 to show that strategically using L1 clarifies difficult concepts and boosts student participation. So our research adds to this by focusing on how L1 can be used in rural schools where students speak different dialects, filling a gap in the current literature. So why it's important? So the RRLs shows the foundation of your study and proves that your research is relevant and connected to the larger field. And then for the methodologies, this is where you explain how you collected and analyzed your data. So example from our research, the first one is the design. We used a mixed methods approach combining surveys or quantitative data and interviews or qualitative data. And then the second is the respondents. We selected grade 10 students and 10 teachers from a public schools in Baao. And then the sampling. We used random sampling to ensure a fair representation of the student population. And then the instruments. Surveys measure the impact of L1 on students' knowledge, motivations, and participation. So interviews provided deeper insight into student and teacher experiences. And then the statistical tools. And the Chiquer test to test if there's a relationship between students, demographics, and the effects of L1. And then the thematic analysis to identify key themes from the interviews. So why it's important? So clear methodologies ensure that your findings are relatable and your study is well organized. So in conclusion, we've covered the main sections of writing a research paper. So, from defining your problem to collecting data, each step is crucial. By following these steps, your research will be clear, effective, and impactful. So, here are the tips for writing an effective research paper. So, first, starting with a focused research question. Second, use simple language and explain complex terms. The third one is align your methodology with your research goals. and organize your findings logically and present them clearly. And the last one is proofread your work to ensure accuracy. So, I hope this guide helps you in your research journey. So that's all. Thank you.